Hey guys. So,
in
honor of us going to Europe, I am going to try to recite the Spider-Man Far From Home movie from memory. No. Oh my god, I got a new subscriber? Okay. So, basically, the movie they're going to Europe. So,
We're going to
the
Europe.
movie starts, and Peter is like, listen, Ned, I'm in love with MJ, and I need to get with her in Europe. So he makes up this whole plan to give her like the Black Dahlia in France on the Eiffel Tower. And so then they go to Europe. And he's like,
Go to Europe because of a quiz team match, right?
no, they go for school vacation.
I thought they're like on a team though.
That's the first movie.
That's the first movie?
Yeah. Okay, so then they go to Europe, and Peter's like in Italy, you know, and then for some reason there's this giant water monster that just comes up, and this random guy who has a bubble head starts fighting him, and he wins, and Peter's like, man, this is crazy. And then Peter literally gets hunted down by Nick Fury because he's like, you ghosted me. And so Peter's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And they're like, man, like there's a bunch of these like elementals everywhere. And so Peter's like, okay, I can fight them. And then out of nowhere, like he goes to this basement bunker. Out of nowhere, Jake Gyllenhaal comes out. Like, why is he here? I thought he only did indie films. But then, yeah. So then Jake Gyllenhaal's there. Oh, and Jake Gyllenhaal's like, I am from another planet, and these elementals destroyed my planet, and I want revenge. So they make up this whole plan to like fight the elementals, and then
I was so scared. I was so nervous this time.
they go to Prague, I think, because Nick Fury hijacks his vacation, and they go to Prague. They're progging. Ugh.
Can you come with me to fill this up?
They go to Prague. Oh, what happens in Prague? For some reason, there's this guy named Brad who didn't get snapped, and he's like 16. He was actually 11 before. And he's like, I'm in love with MJ too. And so he tries to break them apart, and then when Peter gets his new suit, because he's like in Europe, he's like in this place.
Here's a fun sticker. Yes. And wear this emergency bracelet.
Yes.
I want a fun sticker.
And so
Do I get a fun sticker? Yes.
basically he goes into like this storage room
Oh yeah, just what Mr. Gordon told me.
in like Germany, I don't know, and it's like this like random Russian girl is like, take your pants off right now to try on the suit. So Peter's like, okay, I'm gonna take my pants off. And then Brad walks in, this 16-year-old Asian kid who actually looks like he's 30, walks in and was like, why is your pants down? And takes a photo to show MJ because he thinks Peter's some kind of like, you know, I can't say that word. But and then yeah. And so they're on the bus, and Peter gets these glasses from the dead Tony Stark because he's dead. And then he's like,
Wait, he's
trying to
he's dead in this movie? Oh yeah, he's dead in this movie.
he's trying to figure out how to use the glasses, and then he's like, man, I don't like this kid named Brad, and then accidentally sends a drone strike on him to like take him out. But then I don't know, he solves it, and then he just deletes the photo of his phone. And then what happens? I think that, isn't it Britain? Don't they go to Britain?
Do they I don't think they go to Britain in this one, do they?
Or was it Prague?
I thought
They go to Europe.
I don't remember. I swear I thought they were on like a quiz team tournament.
That's the first movie.
Are you sure that's the first movie?
Yes, it's the first movie.
The first movie's Homecoming.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing Far From Home.
No, they go to like a big quiz team.
No,
the
the
second
big
one, that's
quiz
why
team.
they go to like
That's not why
travel.
they go to Europe.
And then the second one is where they go to Europe, and there's like the Mysterio guy or whatever.
It is a school trip though, right?
Yeah, it's like us.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And so then, what happens? So he gets a suit, and it's like
How do
black,
you
and
pronounce
so
that guy's name? Mr. Jake?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, it's Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
I thought it was like
Gyllenhaal.
Gelato or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And so then, like, they're fighting this fire one, in Europe. No, they're all in Europe. They're fighting this fire one, and I don't know. They're like, it's like they have a celebration. I thought it was Mardi Gras, but that's only in New Orleans. That's only in New Orleans.
They can have it other places, I guess.
Yeah, so no, they're having this like weird street party while everyone's in an opera except Ned and
so
Betsy.
cute.
Is her name Betsy or Betty? It's Betty. Betty comes out of nowhere and starts dating Ned. And so they go on a Ferris wheel together. And then Zendaya comes out of the opera. No, she doesn't. That's after. So Peter's like fighting as Night Monkey with the, with the Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my.
And they defeat the fire guy.
Just because anyone needs a charger.
And then
Actually, I'm good.
I'm okay actually.
what happens? And then
Actually, I
Peter
didn't bring any chargers.
Peter and Jake Gyllenhaal go to a bar where Peter orders a glass of orange juice because they're at a bar, and he gives what's his face, Jake Gyllenhaal, the glasses. And because he like Jake Gyllenhaal was like manipulating Peter into like giving him the glasses and being like, you're not responsible enough to be the next Tony Stark. And so he leaves, and it turns out Jake Gyllenhaal's the bad guy. He's just some guy who used to work for Tony Stark, and now he's upset, and he's been like orchestrating this entire thing with drones. And there's like, that's it. Like,
No, that's
and
not
he's
it.
sad. No, that's not the whole movie. And so then he's like, Jake Gyllenhaal's like, haha, I'm evil, you know. And then Zendaya starts wandering around the streets, and she finds like a piece of the drone that falls off. And yeah. And then she's also like, Peter, I know you're Spider-Man. And then the drone thing pops up and does this like whole like sequence. And he's like, oh my god, it was fake. I am Spider-Man actually. And then they're like, whoa. Zendaya's like, that's crazy.
I thought
And-
Zendaya didn't know about it until the end.
No, it's in the middle.
Oh, it's in the middle?
And then they like, I don't know, I don't know when, but for some reason Ned gets shot like with a dart, like with like a sleeping tranquilizer. I don't know when that happened, but he got shot. Ned's dead. I'm just kidding, he's not dead. No. Oh, and then in the end they go to Britain. They go to Britain for this big boss battle.
I love that. I
Because you're on a bridge.
Yeah, I wish I could throw a Pokeball.
Right?
No, I'm skipping. So, I don't know. Peter like runs after Jake Gyllenhaal and was like, you took my glasses, you're fake. And then Jake Gyllenhaal just like messes with Peter with his drones, and then Peter gets hit by a train. And then he has to call Happy, who's dating his Aunt May for some reason, but like it's actually just like a situationship. I don't get it. But then he's like, hey, please pick me up. And they're like, he's like, Happy, how do you know it's like, how do I know it's you? Because everything else is fake. And then Happy's like, yeah, like when we were in Germany when you were 15, you rented a porn video from the hotel. And he's like, oh yeah, I did do that.
He's like, oh.
Yeah. And so he's on the plane, and then he builds like his suit, and then they touch down in Britain. They touch down in Britain. And then like Mysterio, like Jake Gyllenhaal is fighting this like huge like monster, but it's actually fake and it's all drones. And Peter goes and fights all the drones, and then he almost gets shot by Jake Gyllenhaal, and then Jake Gyllenhaal dies, and he gets the glasses back.
Dies.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, Peter and MJ. Oh yeah, they kiss. They kiss twice, 2 times. Count them, 2. And it's very sweet and it's very cute. It's just a little like peck. Yeah,
Is that all?
I would kill to kiss Zendaya.
Me too.
Yeah, and then at the end they're like swimming around because now they're dating. And then at the end of the movie, J.K. Simmons just comes out of nowhere, and he's like, guys, I'm part of the Daily Bugle, and Peter Parker is Spider-Man, literally, and he killed Mysterio. And like Peter's like, that's kind of weird, I didn't do that.
That's
And then
kind of weird.
I did it actually, I'm a minor.
yeah, and
I'm a
then
minor,
the
I
movie
can-
ends with like him getting his identity revealed, and they're back from Europe.